Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Dating Chris. I'm your boy Chris. As always, today's topic is going to be about perspective. I did a video about a week ago. See, every time you say about a week ago, black folks got to turn up. About a week ago. But anyways, did a video about trust, and in that video, I brought up a key factor in trust, and that's perspective. So today on the Wiley Life, on Dating Chris, we're talking about perspective. Let go. We out here in these streets. So, one of the key elements to trust, I should do a whole series on trust, is perspective. Yo, check this out. 9 times out of 10, a guy's perspective is different than a woman's perspective. Man perspective, woman perspective. Man think this, woman think this. Man thinks, I'm telling a joke. Woman thinks you're flirting. Man too friendly at the calendar. Too friendly at the counter with the cashier. Woman thinks flirt. Perspective. What is your perspectives? Do you have different perspectives than your man? Do your man has a different perspective to you? Do you know 9 times out of 10, if you have trust issues, it's all a matter of perspective. Now, I'm not taking away from the ones, the people that are actually truly doing something that's wrong that actually takes away trust. Like there's cheating, there's different things that people sneaking around and stuff like that people actually do. That's not necessarily a matter of perspective. That's actually a matter of what somebody does. I'm talking about when something is being done for a different reason than what you think. Sometimes, man, let me talk to you men real quick. Sometimes we get to a point where we might have an idea of what we're doing. Like we might say, like to joke around a lot. And I use joke around a lot because I'm a jokester. I joke around a lot. And sometimes our jokes may be a little borderline inappropriate, you know, especially for men that are in relationships or can be taken the wrong way by another woman, even when you're not in a relationship. Like if your joke can be taken the wrong way by another woman or somebody looking on because they don't necessarily know your intent. Like you might not have the intent on flirting or have the intent on even trying to progress anything further than what friendship, but you might say a joke that seems a little inappropriate. Now, in my perspective, it's a joke, right? Or in a man's perspective, it may just be a joke. It may not mean anything. It's just, I'm just joking with the person because you probably do it with everybody, including your mom, sister, parents, men, or whatever. You know, you just like to joke. And whatever joke it is, it's just a joke. You're a jokester. But then on the woman's aspect looking at it, she's like, yo, what's that about? You flirt with her? You like her? Why you looking at her butt? Why you doing that? Keep your eyes up. What is it? What was the reason why you did that? Why are you even texting her? Why are you doing this? Why you even talk to her? Why do you meet her at Starbucks? Why do you meet her at the store? Why are y'all at the movies together? It could be just coincidental meeting, but it's all about perspective. So the question I have, and if you want to answer down below here, is when is it proper to change your actions due to the perspective or allow that person just to get over their perspective of what's going on? Because sometimes, look, I wasn't doing that. It was just coincidental. Maybe you had a past with some girl or whatever, and you just happened to be coming out of the movie theater because maybe you went to the movie theater by yourself and you just wanted to see a movie. Have a man time. Man. Now, I mean, I'm talking about no one getting that? No, you don't, but some of y'all do. So you just happen to walk out of the movie theater. Your girl happens to be coming to pick you up or whatever. And she picks you up and she sees your ex walking out with you. You just happen to run into your ex in the hallway. You know, she's probably out with somebody else, whatever the thing is, but y'all just running, y'all coming out, and then she's like looking at you all sideways. That's my sideways face. And she's like, Negro. I want to say the other word, but you know, I got a mixed audience. Negro, what are you doing? You be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then all of a sudden, she just completely blows up on you. You're sitting there like, yo, like, I didn't come here with this chick. I wasn't here with her. And you can't get that out because she's just cussing you out, just going completely in, talking. You know, is that a time where you have to apologize for the perspective? Even if y'all looked a little too friendly coming out, I mean, which is expected, especially if you know somebody. You're gonna be friendly, you know. Friendliness can be mistaken for flirtiness sometimes. I know that personally. Because I've been accused of being flirty even though I'm being friendly, which is cool. You know, I understand that and I respect the perspective of the woman that accused me of it. But at the end of the day, is that something I should change? Or is that something she should get over? That's my question. I personally believe, let me tell you what I believe. I believe she should get over it. But that's just me. That's what Chris, look, I'm telling you guys, do not ring me out. She should get over it. Period. Because at the end of the day, I believe like this. And this is also vice versa. If the man is having a perspective towards what a woman is doing, you should get over it. Who cares? At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and create a problem on something I don't know. Now, I might ask. I might be like, okay, what's going on? What is this? What is this? And honestly, if I trust her, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt until I can prove otherwise. It's called innocent till proven guilty. A lot of times in a relationship, our perspective make our spouses and make our boyfriends and our girlfriends, our babes, whatever you want to call them, make them guilty before they even proven that they're guilty. And that, to me, is probably the most detrimental thing to a relationship, to trust. Because, you know, like I said in my last video, once you lose trust, what's the point? Once you cannot build that trust, or you cannot feel like you want to give that trust back to that person, what's the point of being together? So everything you do after that is a side eye. And I've been a victim. I had a girlfriend way back, I think it was when I was in college, where there was one thing. Now, I ain't going to say that I was perfect. I jacked up. I did something that was probably inappropriate. I didn't mean any ill intent by it. I didn't have any motives or anything. It's just I wasn't thinking. It happens. You know what? Women, guys sometimes just don't think. They just do. It's how we're wired. But a mature guy, we think about. I ain't gonna say that we don't think about what we do. Sometimes we might mess up a little bit. But I would say this. I did some borderline, and she kind of held that over my head. So it's like I had to get to the point where, like, yo, this is the reason why I did this. This is the reason why. And if you cannot accept that reason, then you have to, and I told her, you have to come within yourself and say, hey, I cannot give you a measure of trust back. So I think, it's time to end this relationship. She didn't want to do it. She wanted to hold on. And so everything I did from there was a side eye. And I'm just looking at her like, you just wasting your time and my time. Me, I'm all about, don't waste my time. I'll just be honest, don't waste my time. Because if we're going to mistrust somebody over a perspective that we have, especially if our perspective has not been proven or has not been shown to be true, then honestly, you're not ready to be in a progressive relationship. That's my opinion. You do not have to hold to it. You don't even have to even agree with me on that. But in my opinion, like, if you cannot sit down and think about your perspective and put yourself in somebody else's shoes and try to understand their perspective, then you're not ready to be in a relationship that requires or that a growing relationship. Because I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm at a point in my stage of my life where I don't have time for trivial problems. I don't like drama, period. But one thing I have a low tolerance for is mistrust or issues based on a perspective that may or may not be true. And before, and I know that as a man, there's probably other men that believe that and feel that. So before you decide that you want to get with a man, now I ain't talking about no boy, I ain't talking about no thug, no pimp, no Negro. I'm talking about a man. You have to, and I'm talking about men who want to get with a woman who's thinking on a level. You have to be ready to deal with your perspective. Because the only way to truly give people trust, even after a transgression, is to change your perspective. That's my opinion. There's nothing that other person can do to change my perspective, because my perspective and what I believe will be what I believe until I am comfortable with what evidence I'm gaining. So technically, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that your boyfriend can do, your girlfriend can do to change your perspective. You have to want that perspective to be changed. You have to want to think open-mindedly. And one of the things that I've learned, even when I was married, that one of the major keys, DJ Khaled, you know what I mean? Major key, you smart, you loyal. Well, anyways, one of the major keys to a trusting relationship is being able to deal with your perspective, your ideas on things, your mind, how you believe and what you think. So, and I ain't talking about changing who you are. There's a difference between changing who you are and changing perspective. Perspectives are in the moment. It's not a character trait. It's a moment of what I think about something, and that can be based on past experiences. So yeah, some of that perspective has to be dealt with by dealing with a past experience. But at the end of the day, perspective is something that we all can change. We all can open up our minds and say, hey, I know I have, even thinking about religiously and politically, a lot of times when I say my religious views and my political views, I have a lot of people who do not like what I say. But honestly, I feel where they are because I used to be like them until I opened my mind and changed my perspective. So my thing is, hey, when you're in a relationship, if you really truly want to have a trusting relationship, you have to know how to deal with your perspective of things, because every time you see something and you may think something might be sideways or might be inappropriate, but not necessarily knowing the motives of why somebody did something. Because sometimes when you just walk into a situation and you see something for the first time, you don't know what has transpired to even get to there. You don't even know why, what reason. There could be so many reasons up under the board why something happens. No rock will cry out for me. Sing, no trees will raise to give him glory. I will lift up my arm for